The question comes up often, what is burlesque? It's a very broad word that comes to us through the vaudeville tradition. Actually, in its origins, it comes from medieval Italian, from burlesque, which means satire or parody. So it's always been part of a tradition of poking fun at social norms and again, helping people to expand their perception and understanding of culture. What it means in the modern era, essentially, is adult-themed entertainment of an empowering nature. So burlesque doesn't always mean stripping. Sometimes it just means, again, people who are comfortable and empowered in their bodies, having a great time, ideally, employing musicality, theatricality, a high level of professional polish, and ideally, in my opinion, always a sense of humor. But the burlesque genre is much more than stripping, and that is what makes it such an avenue for empowerment and exploration. Nobody does burlesque that doesn't love to do it. And when you come to see a burlesque show, you'd be amazed to see that so many of the performers are not the conventionally accepted beauty norm. It's like, for example, last year at AbsFest 2010, we had Cherry Typhoon come from Japan. She was a very short, very curvy woman, and you could feel the audience expectation when she first came out. And they're like, oh, that's nice. And then she was incredible. People were jumping out of their chairs. And we're so unaccustomed in mainstream culture to seeing people of all body types, all ages, all sort of artistic persuasions being visibly empowered and astounding. It's incredibly liberating and exciting for a crowd to see people who look like you, like normal people, who are totally embracing themselves and rocking it out and taking the whole crowd with them. So a good burlesque show should have a transformative and elevating aspect to it, in my opinion. Increasingly a part of the vaudeville movement or the burlesque movement that is really important for me as an artist and as a producer is what is called the boylesque movement, meaning that there are more and more men are involved in burlesque. And then, so there's boylesque, and now I've heard the term brolesque, which I think is hilarious, which is people who are like, we don't want to do burlesque as if we were women, we want to do burlesque like we're dudes, it's brolesque. Which, again, I love, because it's people assuming responsibility for redefining what is acceptable, redefining what it is to be comfortable in your body, and again, as soon as you put men on stage, or even, people who are gender ambiguous, in the middle somewhere on stage in that capacity, we are pre-programmed as a culture to have opinions about what is sexy and what is socially acceptable. As soon as you put a guy in a silver Speedo on roller skates and a trapeze or something up there, everyone is having a great time, and you sort of end up shaking off some of the cobwebs about what is and isn't. Sideshow Festival is June 3rd through 5th, right here in Asheville, North Carolina, the Paris of the South. We'll be having 3 days of performance, incredible shopping, networking galore, and amazing performance and workshops with teachers from around the nation and around the world. You can look up information about the festival at sideshowburlesque.org. I encourage everyone to come and support the event. Keep Asheville freaky and fabulous, and can't wait to see you there.